Hello, and welcome to my Once Upon a Time Season 2 Top 5 episodes. I'm sorry that this series of videos got delayed so much, but I will do a Season 1 and a Season 6 Top 5 episodes as soon as possible. I had a really good time going back to Season 2 and looking at what episodes really stuck out to me. It was fun, but at the same time, I realized that Season 2, in the terms of the, 6 seasons we've had, is actually my least favorite because it introduced two very thankless characters. It did give us Colin O'Donoghue, but at the same time, I felt that the writers of the show didn't know where they wanted to go because it seemed arcish, but it also seemed episodic, and it did give us interesting characters for sure, and some of the plot lines were really good, but then some of the plot lines were really slow and almost seemed not so much contrived, but they seemed pointless because they never were followed up on in later seasons. Also, I think there was a really big budgetary issue with Season 2, because if you look, there are certain episodes that have a great amount of special effects, but then there's episodes with none. I just don't think the budget was allocated properly. But what I want to talk about in terms of thankless roles is Ethan Embry's Owen Flynn and Sonequa Martin Green as Tamara. Their roles were written so badly, and I know the writers of the show made them have the home office to, contact to make them more engaging and whatnot and kind of give us the idea that there could be an exposure arc of some sort coming, but it was not done well in my opinion. And I have to say, just the writing and what these two had to do was not good, and it made me essentially dislike the actors. Now, I like The Walking Dead, and Sonequa Martin Green played Sasha on The Walking Dead, and she's excellent there. So The Walking Dead redeemed Sonequa Martin Green. Now, I'm not saying that she was a bad actress, but she was just given some bad work, and she just was kind of like, meh, it's a paycheck. And I think the same applied to Ethan Embry. And then he was actually on The Walking Dead as well, and then when he got killed, he was only in one episode. That's not really a spoiler if you haven't seen it. He was just kind of like a throw-off character. Actually, Neil, the actor that played Neil, was on The Walking Dead with him, which is hilarious. But The Walking Dead didn't do too much for Ethan Embry, but then when Ethan Embry went to Grace and Frankie, where he played Coyote, oh, he's amazing. Like, that's a perfect role for him. If you haven't seen Grace and Frankie, please watch it. It's 39 episodes, but they're 23 minutes each, and it's so good. It stars Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. It's a really, really fun show. I really like it a lot. And like I said, Ethan Embry is cast so perfectly. But anyway, what we did get from Season 2 is Colin O'Donoghue, and he stayed from Season 2 to Season 6, and he's one of the lucky ones that gets to stay in Season 7, which is quite excellent. So I love the fact that we got Colin O'Donoghue. I just think that the writing and the budget was just a little askew when it came to the technicalities of Season 2, but ratings-wise, it did really well. Like, it was really, really strong. People were into it. I was into it. The way I watched Once Upon a Time was I watched Season 1 all on DVD, and then I had Season 2, episodes 1 through 8, on demand, and then I got to come back when they had their spring premiere, though I think the spring was in like February or something like that for episode 9. But anyway, that Season 2 was like when I started to watch Once Live, and I love it. So let's talk about my top 5 episodes. And these episodes are literally in the order that they air, because I think all 5 are just really, really good. And I think they stick out amongst the other episodes. I don't even have like episodes to give a shout out to, which is unfortunate. Like Season 4, Season 5, and even Season 3, I had shout outs. I don't think Season 2, for me, really had any shout outs, but I think the ones I picked are truly the best. So let's discuss. All right, number 1 is Broken. Broken is the start of Season 2, and how can you not like the start of Season 2? Because it introduced Aurora, Philip, and Mulan. How awesome is that? Lots of Disney characters. I love that. I loved the Wraith. I thought the Wraith was a fantastic, granted it was one-off, but it was a fantastic villain, and it was a threat to Regina. Now, Regina didn't have her magic at that point, and, throughout Season 3 through 6, she's really powerful. But to see Regina afraid of a villain was so cool. It sparked Mr. Gold's hatred towards her, and it started, the rebel, and even like a stronger passion, I would say. It was just really, really well done. The end was also a fantastic cliffhanger. I loved the end of it because it kind of felt like a movie, because you're like, oh my god, Emma and Snow White are trapped in the Enchanted Forest, and now they're going to be accused of a crime they didn't commit by Aurora and Mulan. And Mulan's a serious kick-ass warrior, so they're in trouble. So I thought it was just really, really well done. And also Sarah Bolger and Jamie Chung are so good as Mulan and Aurora. I just love them as actors, and I love their characters. So I just thought that everything it introduced, the kind of Regina's redemption arc, that was breadcrumb throughout the beginning of season 2. Because in this episode, she attacked Charming and pushed him into a wall and wrapped him with magic vines. But overall, like, it just starts the team up. It starts Regina's redemption on a very, 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 very little level, but it gives us brand new characters, which I love. And Julian Morris, who played Prince Philip, he was kind of also in a thankless role, but it was written well. Now, on to number 2. I love The Queen of Hearts. I think The Queen of Hearts is a fantastic episode. We get the backstory of Cora, the backstory of Hook. We get to see Regina's relationship with her mother really, really played out in terms of how she grieves over her mother's death, because she did send Hook to kill her mother. And it was just a really, really great scene. The end of it, where Regina casts the curse and Cora protects the part of the Enchanted Forest, so that bubble was really cool. I loved it. I thought it was quite well written. It was the season 2 mid-season finale, and it's just a strong episode. Also, the battle with Emma and Cora, and also technically Mulan and Snow White, was also really well done. I really, really love that because it gave us the introduction to Emma's magic, and Emma's magic was also breadcrumbed throughout season 2 and then brought into light fully in season 3, which was quite awesome. By the way, there is a thunderstorm happening outside right now, so if you hear, lots of rain or, thunder, well, that's what's going on. So anyway, I just really loved The Queen of Hearts. I love the battle, I love the cliffhanger, I love the story with Regina and her mother, I love the story with her and Captain Hook, Regina and Captain Hook, and also Cora and Captain Hook. I mean, Barbara Hershey is such a strong actress. Lana Parrilla is a super strong actress. We've talked about how strong Lana is. And Barbara and Lana just play off each other so well. In season 5, when Sisters aired, Rebecca, Lana, and Barbara all together, that was just pure goodness. Like, it's not like Oscar, but definitely Emmy worthy. It was really well done, and I think we have some really strong actors on the show. So anyway, my number 2 is Queen of Hearts. So, next episode is The Queen is Dead. The Queen is Dead is an interesting episode because at first I didn't like it, but then after rewatching it, it's really, really good. It's so good because, yes, we're in New York dealing with Rumpelstiltskin being poisoned, Captain Hook, and whatnot, Emma dealing with Neil, which is kind of meh, but the Storybrooke scenes, they're so good. Season 2 is when I was really into Snow White and Prince Charming's story. I loved it because the end of The Queen is Dead, Snow White is like, I have to kill Cora. And I'm like, go get it, girl. Like, do it up, because that's what she needs to do. She's a warrior princess in Once Upon a Time, the Disney movie, she's anything but. But I really just love that Snow White was ready to kill Cora. How she did it wasn't that great, which we'll talk about next. But, it began the backstory of Ava and Cora, which I loved. I love the ending scene where Cora goes to Ava's dead body. I'll turn Snow White's heart black as coal. I think Bailee Madison as young Snow White is really, really great. She's a great actress. I think she needs some more work. She's, I don't know how old she is particularly or at the moment, but I think that for a child actress, if she is younger than 18, she's really good and should get into some movies. So I really just enjoyed the backstory of Snow White and Cora and Ava. I thought that was really, really well done. The scene in the clock tower where, Snow White goes, you did all this, you killed my mother, and then Cora telekinetically bashes Johanna out of the clock tower was intense. I jumped. I thought that scene was so well done. It's great. And then also the scene in the mayor's office with Regina and Cora, and Regina being like, what's up with you, Mom? Like, why are you acting so funny? It made me think that maybe Regina's realizing that her mother is, worse than her. Because the way that season 2 was done was Regina, like I said, it sprinkled the breadcrumbs of Regina's redemption, which then came full circle in season 3. But, Cora, made Regina go evil, but not full-on evil, because there's that scene where she's like, Mother, why are you acting so crazy? And I love it. It shows a conflict. I think Regina, of all the characters in season 2, had the best writing. I think Hook's writing for main characters might have been the weakest, but in season 3, it was so well done. And then also the end of season 3 or season 2 with Hook was also really awesome. So my number 3 is The Queen is Dead. All right, number 4, The Miller's Daughter. The Miller's Daughter is fantastic. Why is it fantastic? Because Rose McGowan is back on TV. Rose McGowan played Paige on Charmed. She was fantastic there. You get to see the rivalry really transpire between Cora and Ava. Because in The Queen is Dead, you see that Ava is really reformed, more or less. She's not a bratty teenager, but in The Miller's Daughter, you see that she is, she loves being a princess, she loves being royalty, and she loves having power. And you see how mad Cora is. You see how Cora wants revenge. I also love the scenes with Cora and Rumpelstiltskin. They are so well done. It's also essentially the end of the Cora arc because Cora dies. And I hated when Cora died. I remember when they were promoting this, they were saying, one will live and the other will die. They're talking about Rumple and Cora because Rumple was poisoned, and, if Rumple was stabbed, then Cora would become the Dark One. Obviously, he would die. Or he would just, die from the poison, or, somehow Cora would die. And I hated when Cora died. I didn't want Rumple to die. I wanted there to be a loophole to have them both live, but they had to get rid of Cora. But I just thought Barbara Hershey was so well done. And granted, she wasn't in Season 3, but when she came back in Season 4 and Season 5, I was very, very happy. So it also began the Dark Snow, but that was kind of meh because, after this episode, I really felt that Season 2 kind of went downhill. Though it's hysterical because my final episode that I love the best is the final episode of the season, which is In Straight On Till Morning. And what I really loved about that, for one thing, I didn't care about the flashback at all. I didn't really care for young Baelfire. I was kind of like, meh. Neil is not a character I'm that involved in or that interested in. I don't think he's interesting. I'm sorry. I don't think he's interesting, and I don't think the writers thought he was interesting because they killed him off 15 episodes in to Season 3, and then he was barely ever referenced again. I just don't think he was a good character. His point was obvious, and his point was needed. But in terms of, having him around, I was okay when he died. So the backstory I didn't care about, but what happened in Storybrooke, so awesome. For one thing, you have Regina and Emma teaming up. Regina is more or less on the pathway to redeem, kind of halfway at the redemption. When Regina sacrifices herself to stop the crystal, then Emma comes and stops her or helps her as well. Then, you get the ending sequence where they're going to Neverland. And you're wondering, is Peter Pan a bad guy? What's going to be going on in Neverland? Then, of course, Season 3 happens. And the Peter Pan arc, in my opinion, because it was so Henry-focused, had issues. But Peter Pan, or Robbie Kay's Peter Pan, is really well done. I just don't like the lighting of the Neverland arc. But overall, Straight On Till Morning with the storybook, with the destruction of the town, is so well done. I think it's just really a powerful, powerful episode because you see Jennifer Morrison, get to really do that sad Emma that we don't really get to see because sometimes she's very wooden, but in the scene in the mines where she realized that she could die was really great. Then, of course, Lana Parrilla just really owns all of her scenes as well. And I just thought overall, In Straight On Till Morning was a really good season finale because I was like, crap, that's it. When is Season 3 coming? And then Season 3 aired that September, and I loved it. So anyway, those are my top 5 episodes of Once Upon a Time Season 2. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about your top episodes in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'm so sorry my videos have been so infrequent. I will try to get more content up very soon. I'll also try to do a live stream of the second episode of Season 1 very soon. We'll watch together on Netflix or DVDs or whatnot, and we'll do an audio commentary. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Comic-Con is in a month. It's September. It's June 27th, and Comic-Con is, I believe, July 20th through July 22nd. And Once Upon a Time should be getting some stuff on the Saturday, which I think is the 21st. So then we'll get some hopefully footage, but also we're getting D23 this year in August, and when Season 5 came out, that was D23 as well, and we got a lot of trailers then. So hopefully we'll get some stuff in both August and July for Season 7. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen because I think that the promotion of Season 7 is crucial to it having success. I still think that it being on Fridays is the kiss of death, but if it can be promoted properly, it might have a chance. And also, you do have your 3 strongest actors left on the show, and if they are smart, they will promote on their social medias. But anyway, I'm hoping to get some footage of Season 7 really soon, or just some more casting announcements. I'm really curious who Lucy's mother will be, both as a character and as an actress. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Season 2. Share yours in the comments below, my thoughts on the 2 episodes. I think Season 2 overall, it's not so much sloppy, but it just was a little bit messy, but it needed some more fine-tuning, particularly on the one-off-ish episodes, and then on the last 5 as well, or last 6. Anyway, share your thoughts in the comments below about season 2, what you thought about my 5 episodes, what are your top 5 episodes, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk real soon. Alright guys, bye.